This is the ultimate way to grind bucks and candy. Unfortunately, I procrastinated, so there's only less than 2 days to get candy. Other than that, you should first get prepared for your grinding session. The first thing you want to grab is food and drinks. If you're getting it from your house, I'd recommend the lemonade and the donuts. If you're grabbing it for free, I recommend the food in the back in the pizza place, and water would be in the hospital. The next thing you want to grab is the healing apple so you can complete that task as fast as you can. And after that, you will want to prepare the pizzas in the pizza shop. I'll talk about in that just a bit, but as you can see, I have done my prep stage and I'm completing my tasks as fast as I can. This will give me enough time to complete the mini game and complete the pizza job. After completing my orange task, I'll teleport to the toy shop and deliver as many pizzas as I can before the game tells me to teleport to it. You can do this in a public server or a private server. If you do it in a public server, just be wary that people might steal your pizzas, because that's happened to me and that's so annoying, man. If you want some more extra bucks, I recommend grabbing yourself a stand, a food stand or a drink stand, and a money tree that will go in your house. In just a moment you'll see how I lay out the pizzas, which isn't wrong per se, but there's definitely a better way to do it. And in just a moment you'll see my first mistake by grabbing the job first instead of cooking all the pizzas first, as in having them both ready in the oven. Other than that, everything else about this stuff is perfectly fine, although I could still be a baby. You get more bucks as a baby than an adult. There is a rule that I use where if it's not cooked, I don't job, meaning I don't turn into my job unless the pizzas are cooked, so I can instantly deliver them and then exit out the job. I stay here a little bit longer just because I know there's a couple more seconds that I can use before teleporting to the mini game, because it tells you to teleport like 50 seconds before the mini game actually starts. I turn back into a baby just so there's more of a chance of me getting a task and getting more bucks, and the minigame will just turn me back into a baby after I complete it. The first thing when I join the minigame is you see me use 2 tiles. You can always use 2 tiles just to make it easier to find the path. This can be easier in a public server, but not everyone is willing to take the leap and complete the tile game quicker. Every now and again you'll see the tiles shake, and that would mean that it's a false floor to step on. The more you play this minigame, the more likely you find every single path. There's only a set amount of paths to go and use, and not every tile is randomized, but the paths themselves are. You can almost know where the paths are if you know which one it is. Sometimes I find that the jump boosts don't always work, and then you get stuck in a loop, and there's not really a specific way to counter it, but usually I just like to jump at the top of it. Usually it saves me from being stuck in it. And when you get to the next floor / layer, make sure you're above it, otherwise you won't make it, because there have been times where I think I can make it, and sometimes I just make it, but I don't always. And as you can see, I'll wait for this one, for the tornado to come back, because it will be quicker to use the jump boost instead of finding the path. After completing the minigame, I'll quickly teleport to the toy shop again just to finish my pizza job. In the bottom corner you'll see the better way of making the pizzas, which is just grabbing a bunch of dough and then rolling it out in one spot and making the pizzas. This will make it less likely for people to steal your pizzas if you're in a public server. You can also pre-cook the pizzas and put them in your inventory, but the only problem with that is that you can't just have one because sometimes that one pizza that you used won't be on the boards. So if you are going to cook them and store them in your inventory, you're going to have to use like almost all the varieties of pizzas that the taskboard asks you to make. I now personally just store the cheese pizzas, the uncooked cheese pizzas, because they're easier to stack and doesn't take too much inventory slots. I also don't have to guess which one is which because the icons for the pizzas are all the same. It will tell you, but it will just take longer for you to check each individual one than just having one pizza of the same type, which I recommend just the cheese pizza because then if you need to add toppings later you can. And if you think you can cook a cheese pizza and then add toppings on later, you can't. Once it's cooked, it's cooked.
In a couple years we'll look back and say this was the moment we found our place, yeah. In a couple years we'll have come so far.
This is where I turn into a baker because I've completed my job, and then I'll stay behind just a little bit longer just to complete a few more pizzas and make sure it's ready to go because the sleep task and bath task doesn't take too long, and it also takes quite some time for them to show up in between, so I have more than enough time to prepare if I need to. After that I'll just reset home because I don't have the teleport home door, which is easier. The only problem is sometimes I'll find that items in my house are missing if you do reset. Don't worry, they'll come back if you exit your home and then re-enter. If you don't want the extra $50, you can just trick-or-treat in the neighborhood. And if you just want candy, then I recommend doing the Scare Bear minigame. Max candy 1200 per 1 minute 30 seconds. And after the shower task, you just restart the whole process again. And that will be it for the grinding video. Like and subscribe.